Hey y'all, Moses here. Today we are at the beautiful Manhattan Beach OGN Super Arena, a bona fide Hollywood studio. I'm traveling, and that means I have to stream, and that means I have to set up my Acer Predator Triton 700 in a brand new location. Let's head inside and do it. Alright, so this is what a normal streaming setup looks like, at least for me. There's a lot of stuff going on here, multiple monitors, big PC, keyboard, mouse, mixer, mic, everything. You can't take this anywhere with you. So for me, the Triton 700 is going to be this rolled into a tight package that I can set up basically anywhere. So that's what we're going to be doing today, setting up the Triton 700 so I can stream off it, and maybe we'll even do a little streaming at the end. So let's get this thing set up and we'll get started. That's it. You just saw how quickly I went from this extremely complicated setup with all this moving parts, all these different things. This is a fully ready to go streaming setup, and honestly, there's not a lot going on. I've got like a hardwired internet connection. I've got my headphones. The keyboard's obviously built in. I got my choice gaming mouse pad. The webcam on this thing is already good. I don't need to change basically anything. I'm ready to go. I've even got OBS already set up, so come around, take a look, and see how it looks already. Just like that. There's Joe. He's taking some video. He's a great dude. Say hi, Joe. There he is. Okay, so I mean, the webcam is actually, this looks just as good as any other webcam I've ever used. Now, obviously, I don't have everything set up the exact way I normally would, but I'm not going to bore you with the details because this thing is super easy to set up. And I can hit the go live button right now if I wanted to. So let's take it for a spin and see what kind of horsepower this thing's got under the hood. So we're just getting this thing set up, and I was sitting here talking about the keyboard and the design because we're kind of talking about how it is to use something that looks kind of awkward, but as I sit here and get ready to play, what I notice about the keyboard is actually it's very intuitive, very similar to a keyboard I might use at home. So in most laptops with the keyboard further up and you'll have the trackpad below, you have this kind of awkward it doesn't feel right with your wrist. But with this, because my wrist rests on the ground, or on the table rather, than the actual laptop, the positioning of how I place my hands when I play games is actually very natural and feels really good. On top of that, the keyboard itself is very good. So those two things combined make this feel much more natural than any other laptop I've used in the past, at least for this application. So that was something that isn't really a feature, but just something I noticed. Alright, so I've set this thing up, I've got OBS installed, I've already played a couple of games. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to get the exact same performance as I would with like a 2 PC setup at home, but this thing is definitely capable of streaming and playing games at the same time, especially with the new NVIDIA encoder and OBS. This thing has a GTX 1080 in it. It can handle the workload of both playing games and streaming just on the graphics card alone, which frees up the CPU to work hard and run the games really well. So ultimately, this thing is a capable, portable streaming device that I can do basically anything on. I already talked about this in the previous video, but I'm just impressed. I mean, just sitting here working on the thing feels very fluid, very natural, and I'm just super happy with it. The screen's gorgeous, the games play really well, and yeah, I can't say much more than that. Alright, so that was basically it. I mean, all I needed to plug in was the Ethernet cord, which of course is super handy if you're traveling around. You never want to try and stream on wireless internet. The power, my headset, and I got a wireless both microphone and mouse. I'm good to go. I can stream anywhere, which is impressive. I love the keyboard, I love the setup, the webcam's great refresh rate, great hardware. I'm super impressed with this thing, and you know what? I'm just gonna get back to it. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks again to Acer for sending me this thing. I love it. And dun 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 dun. Bum.